The Navy said no to 2 new businesses and added them to its off-limits list. That's the list that prohibits sailors from going to certain businesses.
We first brought you this story Friday, and now we're hearing from one of those businesses. 10 on your side's Melanie Woodrow spoke with the owner of Planet Auto. Melanie, his version quite different than the Navy's.
Yeah, it definitely is, Tom. A Navy spokesperson tells me that the Navy received a substantial number of complaints about Planet Auto. Today, the owner only showed me 4 and had an explanation for each. The Navy's off-limits list has typically featured smoke shops, bars, and clubs, but this is not the first time car dealerships have made their way onto the banned list. The Navy recently added Variety Motors on North Military Highway and Planet Auto on Virginia Beach Boulevard. Navy spokesperson Beth Baker says both were sending employees onto the base, soliciting sailors and their friends with financing for fancy cars.
I wasn't entirely targeting military members.
Spiro Sari owns Planet Auto. He says in 10 years he sold close to 5,000 cars. As for the 4 complaints the Navy submitted to him.
At a point I had 9 salespeople working here. How could I be involved in every single one individual deal? It is impossible.
The Navy says there were substantially more than 4 complaints, and that Planet Auto was not just soliciting sailors, also that the dealership was overpricing, forging titles, and selling vehicles with significant problems.
Every single customer that came back with a problem, we're taking care of it.
Sari says he showed up on base for a recent opportunity to defend his case, but could not get on base because of assault charges a former employee filed against him.
I can't speak to what happened with his ability to come on the base or not on the base.
He says he'll appeal, as does the owner of Variety Motors. In the meantime, sailors are prohibited from coming here.
We work very hard to try to take care of our sailors and their families. And sometimes, sailors get into situations where they just can't get out of them on certain cases.
So along with Planet Auto's owner, who you heard from in that piece, we reached out this morning to several customers that were listed on those complaints. We also tried doing so this afternoon on our own. Their phones were either disconnected, turned off, or not accepting incoming calls. The Navy says these 2 car dealerships, as well as the other businesses already on the off-limits list, will be able to take steps to get off the list. Melanie Woodrow, 10 on your side.
Well, this story got a lot of comments on our Wavy Facebook page. Michael says there are a lot of businesses that take advantage of military members. Julia thinks car dealerships take advantage of consumers, civilian or military. And Richard, he doesn't agree with the off-limits list, saying he should be able to do business where he wants.